Well, hello, and welcome to episode 28 of Aftershock Weekly. This week, we talk about the structure of a great landing page, one that's going to help you convert more customers. So, a landing page is similar in structure to a house, right? You've got to have a foundation. The foundation has to be solid, and then you've got to have a framework, and then from your framework, you can start adding walls. Well, very similar with a landing page. First off, you've got to have a framework that's going to be mobile friendly. And having a mobile friendly website means that if you're on a desktop and you were to shrink your desktop down smaller, that it's going to transition and it's going to be seamless to where all the information is easy to read, legible, certain elements might disappear, and you have to have that proper foundation set up first. So here's some tips for a great landing page. First off, you want to have short, tight headlines with a brief, small sub-headline underneath it so they know why they're at their page. You want to take your time emphasizing benefits. You can do this through bullet points. You can do this with other icons next to each one of the points. You want to make sure that the benefits stand out and are separated and don't get mixed in with the copy. With a great landing page, it's always nice to have video so that people can watch and learn more about your product in a video engaging type of way. You could also just have great images that are engaging. Maybe if your business is testimonial driven and it's a person, a quote underneath with that person you could use for a testimonial. You want to have great pictures as well. So if it's a product, you want to make sure that your pictures are very clear, professionally done. Also, if it's a service, you can show the service being used. So the way I once heard it put was, focus on the customer as the hero, not as the product. Meaning that show the customer using the product or service and what it's benefiting them. Put them in the mindset of they're already using the product or service and how it's benefiting their lives. Next, you want a great design. We mentioned mobile friendly. You want to make sure it's aesthetically pleasing. You want to make sure that your pictures are clear. You want to make sure that the things that are most important for the customer to see are above the fold. What that means is before they scroll. So if you have a screen like this, everything from here up, you want to have all your most important parts there, and then they will scroll down. Misconception is that most people don't scroll down on a website. That's not true anymore. We're so used to it, and the reason we're used to it is because on a phone, you're constantly scrolling. But it's always good, again, to have your most important points above the fold. Take color into consideration. There's a lot of subconscious things that are told to us by color. For example, the color yellow usually will indicate young. Color orange is usually used for a call to action or something a little more aggressive or engaging. The color red conveys energy. Pink normally engages well with women, and typically younger women, whereas purple engages well with women, but older. Color blue signifies trustworthiness, and many of the Fortune 5 companies that you see, everything from Microsoft, Facebook, their logos, IBM, have blue in them, and that's for that trustworthiness. Green usually will signify finance, money, and black, luxury. So those are some different colors that you can take in consideration of, hey, what am I trying to get across in my message? How can I use color to help convey that? Next, use trust building cues. Social proof. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Check out our video on social proof and how to use reviews. Social proof can also be brands that have used you and putting their logos on there, testimonials, people that say, hey, I vouch for this company. That's very important for people to see that other companies have used your product or service and they were happy with it. Also things like Better Business Bureau, VeriSign, Yelp, different logos like that on your site that link out to those pages can also help significantly increase your social proof. Next, you want to take important consideration into how much you are allowing someone to do, meaning that when somebody comes to your website, you want to make sure that they are seeing your message and they're going to have the opportunity to take the action you want, whether it's buying, selling, giving an email, whatever that is. So one thing you'll do a lot of times is take away the navigation at the top. You don't want to give them an option to go somewhere else. You don't want to give them other navigation anywhere on the page, because your specific result is to have them give an email, make a sale for that product, whatever the case may be. And on the lead capture, you want to have that limited. You don't have to ask for name, phone number, email, zip code, social security number. Start out with an email, and then maybe once you get the email, you can go to the next thing you might want from them, which is a name. Because ideally, the less information that you need from somebody, the more likely they're going to give it to you. The more information you need and the more hoops you make somebody jump through, chances are it's going to limit your conversions. Things like adding a phone number or a date of birth can cut conversions into half. Lastly, stay focused. Again, you want to make sure that distracting things like navigation or anything that doesn't have to do with your call to action, the product or service you're talking about, are off the page. You want to keep them laser-like focused on what you're trying to get them to do, and it's going to increase your conversions. In the comments section, I'm going to leave a couple of landing pages that did a great job, so you have some examples. So thanks for tuning in to Aftershock Weekly, episode 28, and with that, we'll leave you with a quote.